October 4th, 2019, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Hey, everybody, I am back. It is October. It is National, in America, I suppose, United States, it is National Taco Day or some other nonsense like that. And so I'll be making tacos in just a little bit. Come on by if you want to have some. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I suppose. Um, so tacos is something that I don't really eat, and I don't have a really good reason for it. It's not that I don't like the flavor or anything like that. I don't know, it just seems like it's more work than it's worth. So whenever it is taco night, I will make taco for Nora and the kids, and I will have something else um, delicious to me. And tonight it may be leftover pulled pork sandwiches. I'm not sure. Um, and Nora makes a big deal out of this. Like, um, what are you doing making meals for us and not eating it yourself? Um, and like, I don't know, is that weird? I don't feel like it is. I feel like I have the opportunity to make meals for the family, right? It's not explicitly my job, but I don't work as much as Nora, and I'm often home leading up to the meal preparing into meal eating hours. And it just makes sense that, I'm the adult and I can make the meals. And just because the family doesn't like, or the family likes a certain meal that I don't like, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't have it, right? Or really shouldn't mean that I should suffer through it. I don't think that's realistic either. Um, and not that tacos are a suffering food. Don't send me an email like that. Um, so I don't know. Is that weird? Is it a symptom of me putting others above me, me being less than? Like, hey, I'm going to make a meal for them, and I'll just eat whatever's lying around. Um, I don't think that's the case, but it seems like every time I do it, Nora is just she makes a point to protest the fact that I've made a meal that I won't be eating, and it's something that the kids like, and whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Weird, I suppose, but there it is nonetheless. Let's get on with the show. So, yeah, it's October, and I have a half marathon coming up the end of November, and I've had a bit of a setback. I've mentioned before about my left knee kind of giving me some trouble. And well, yesterday morning while I was out doing a 4 mile run, I pulled up pretty lame. Um, it's about 2.5 miles, and I just couldn't get any push off my left leg anymore. Um, I went to the doctor today, and I think we've decided on a course of cortisone shot, which I think I mentioned on here I had done for my right knee back in January, and it's been feeling great since then. So, she asked me if that's what I want to do, and I said, "Hey, listen, you're the doctor. If you think this is a situation where that will benefit me, then yeah, I want to do that. But I don't know if that's the right course to take." Um, so she decided that yeah, it probably was. She asked if I wanted her to do the shot, or I went to an orthopedic specialist last time, and I said if you're comfortable doing it, this is my thing with doctors, right? I mean, I have trust in them, and if there's something that they're not comfortable doing, then no, I don't want them doing it. But if she's comfortable doing the shot, then great. And she did hedge. She said, well, let's take an X-ray and see if there's an effusion, uh, which I think I talked about. This is would basically be fluid around the knee, and if that shows up on the X-ray, then she would prefer I went to an orthopedic specialist to have the shot done. Uh, and if not, then come back Tuesday and we'll take care of it. So I went and had the X-ray done, and we'll see what comes of that. Um, but it's kind of frustrating to me. I mean, I knew as my knee was hurting and things were kind of progressing along, and it was getting worse, that this problem would probably rear its head. Um, but I was kind of hoping it wouldn't, and it's kind of frustrating me quite a bit. Um, I've been counting on, this half marathon training as being a source of um, benefit to me, as a source emotionally, mentally, physically. I was counting on it to help me lose weight. I was counting on it to give me distraction for things that I needed to, to propel myself forward day to day. And I was counting on it to, I mentioned before how it was kind of, I was enjoying it a little bit. And I was really kind of clinging on to that. And so, yeah, hopefully the cortisone is a thing that is beneficial and will help out. I don't recall last time what the turnaround was from shot to feeling good. Um, I've got it in my head that even if it's a couple weeks, I can still kind of scrap together this half marathon training thing, um, and not complete the half marathon in as good a fashion as I would like, but I'd like to get back to it. So we'll see. I'm supposed to do a 10K the day after tomorrow, and I don't think that's going to happen. I am going to go out um, tomorrow morning. I'm going to pick up tomorrow, so I will pick it up and check out the course where it's at, and have my running gear on and see, like, hey, can I do like just above a walk, um, and complete, giving myself a reason to collect a medal. Um, say, woohoo, I did this, show my kids, things like that. Um, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that, I guess. Um, so while I was running yesterday, something I was thinking about, as the pain was getting worse, and I wanted to focus on something else. I've mentioned the show, the podcast Hardcore History by Dan Carlin. I recommend anybody go check it out. It's fantastic, especially if you want to listen to a 4 hour podcast. He's got you covered. Um, but he had this one show called Old School Toughness that he did. I got it in my head, I might have talked about this before, but basically he opens up saying, let's say there's two boxers, and they are, fighters, boxers in the ring. Um, and they are, same age, same weight, same muscle build, same trainer, same everything. What's the likely factor that's going to cause one of them to beat the other? And, he posits that it's toughness, something that's really hard to quantify, kind of hard to put, really to measure, I guess. Um, and then he expanded it out to, like, if it applies to a person, can it apply to a society or a country? And he talks about going to war, things like that. He's big on military. Um, and what he got to was that, like, our grandparents were tougher than us. Like, could people today, my generation or younger, could they deal with the kind of things that went on in World War I or World War II? Um, and just, could they survive that? Could they do the things that they did back then to win wars? Um, and it got me wondering about my situation and my parents, my grandparents. And that's as far back as I have recollection of, and it's pretty small of that. Um, but, like, does that apply to mental illness? Is it not that, are we in this generation, or generations ahead of me? I don't know, what's a 20-year-old now? Are they ahead of me or behind me? I don't know. Um, Not just, are they more likely to deal with depression, but is it more likely that, like, my parents' generation had just as much instance of depression or anxiety or bipolar or whatever, and they were just, I don't know, tougher. Tougher is a hard metric to use, because saying that they're tougher implies that I'm weaker. Um, And I don't know that that's true, but I wonder. I mean, is it, if my dad had depression, would I have known it? Would he have, oh, this is just, he grew up, he was born 1937, so he was pretty young in the last years of the depression and really into World War II. He was 7 or 8, 7 when it ended. So, some of his formative years, things were pretty lean, and you didn't complain. You just did what you had to do to get through the day, um, and maybe save, scrap together a little bit for tomorrow. Um, is there a mindset there that would make him more resilient against the symptoms of depression? And I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm calling us all out and saying we're all sissies, but that's stigma, right? So that's not what I'm doing. I'm just wondering. Um, I don't know. I guess I don't know. It's running thoughts. Um, how does that really apply to me? How does that affect me? How does that should it affect me? Should it be a lens that I look at myself through? Um, and I don't know. Um, there's the whole autism thing, right? Is that maybe there's not necessarily more instances of autism in the world, in the population. It's just that we're better at diagnosing it. Um, and so we're seeing it more. Um, is there higher instances of depression or other mental illnesses because we're beating that stigma and we're allowing people to admit it, allowing people to have it and talk about it and speak about it. Um, and there's a long way to go. I don't mean to say that's like everybody can walk out their front door and say I have a mental illness and feel comfortable doing that. Um, yeah, I don't know. Is it as my dad was a pretty tough guy, um, and his dad was tougher than him, and I'm not, and this isn't a value judgment. I'm not saying that they were better than me because maybe they were tougher. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's self-stigma stuff that I'm dealing with. Like, should I should I be in a better place? Should I? What am I doing? Talking like every week on this show, complaining about this or that. I don't know. I'm being kind of hard on myself, I think, and I'm a little down about this injury. So maybe that's some of it. Who knows? Um, I don't know. Um, so I've talked about um, nightmares, and I wish that I could have nightmares, really, or dreams of any kind. And the other morning, I had a dream that this dude was trying to attack me, and it was kind of tense. It was, ooh, yeah. I mean, it went on for a little bit. I'm not sure what woke me up from it because it never got to like, well, he had me and the knife was just above my face or whatever. It wasn't anything like that. And I'm not even sure now what he was attacking me for. I mean, he could have been trying to tickle me for all I know right now. But I know I woke up and it was with me, and I felt tense, and I felt my shoulders were all shrugged up, and my jaw was kind of sore from clenching. Um, so yeah, I mean that was pretty cool. Maybe you don't think it's cool, but I'll take some more of that um, over nothing. Um, yeah, I don't know. So, phew, what else do I have to talk about? I had a list, and I think I went through it already. It was pretty short. Um, I am still the same when it comes to my dad. Nothing has really changed. I was watching a show, a Netflix show. I think it's a Netflix original. I'm not sure. Like 8 episodes called Unbelievable, and it's about these group of women who were attacked by a serial rapist, and then it's the story of the two detectives trying to solve the crime, right? And at the end of the show, they catch the guy. Spoiler. Sorry if you're going to watch it. Um, but there was a really kind of sweet ending part where this one character who was probably we'll say is the main victim, who we learn more about her story than anybody else's. Um, she calls up the one detective and like thanks her and says like, hey, you you made life better for me. You made it so that I wasn't so afraid anymore by catching this guy and putting him behind bars, behind jail. And it was a touching moment, and I kind of welled up a little bit, and like I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. I'm getting excited, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna cry about this because this girl is just so sweet and innocent and genuine, and like that's what I want in life, right? Is for like my girls or people that I know to be able to say that something is better because of me. Um, that's not to boost me up, but to show that, hey, I did something right. Um, I guess it's a validation thing, but so I'm like, okay, wow, this is so moving. This is awesome, and I'm going to start crying, and then I'm going to think about my dad, and then I'm going to think about whatever. Not seeing Nora so much the past month. And I'm just going to pour out, and I'm ready. The kids are upstairs, and they're not coming down for a while, and just me and the dogs, and I'm ready. I'm ready, and poof, just disappeared. Um, I was maybe I was expecting too much of it, but I was ready for it. Um, and no, the emotion just went away, and it didn't come back. And I know, I mean, I've gotten some emails from you all, and you say very nice things, very sweet things, and don't put pressure on myself, and it'll happen. Everybody grieves in their own way, and this and that, and I'm putting pressure on myself. Like I want this to happen. Not maybe not as much as because my dad passed away, right? More because I don't see it as being healthy. How can this be good for me to go this long without really having that much emotion? Um, Especially negative emotion, right? There's all that. I don't know if there's studies or what actually what makes us think that having a good cry is good for us. You feel better afterwards. I don't know if there's a study that says, hey, this is why, and whatever. Um, but yeah, I want that, and I've tried. I had that trouble back when we went on the cruise with um, just um, intrusive thoughts about my youngest falling off the boat and all that, and it really had me um, really upset, and I couldn't unfocus from it, and I was found myself on the verge of crying several times, and like I've had some instances of like not that serious a thing, but other intrusive thoughts about things befalling my kids, um, them being emotionally upset about something, or um, being really disappointed, or um, even like what if they realize that they have depression and it's genetic because of me. But I haven't gotten to that same point again. And it's weird that I try, right? It's not, I don't know, I am being negative on myself again. um, so yeah, let's do something positive. Let's go and leave a positive review for the show over on iTunes or Google Play Music. Give me 5 stars if you think I deserve it. Leave a review, tell a friend, share a link, whatever you can do to help me get the show out there and maybe help someone else, like maybe the show is helping you. Um, Everybody, my friend Hillman, I hope I'm saying that right, in Germany. I just got a note from him today on Facebook, and um, things are looking up for him somewhat. Some good things have happened, and I'm really happy for him. Hoping to get him on the show. I think that'd be really cool. Um, if you want to be on the show, drop me a line. We can just chit chat about whatever. Um, Like I always say, the more voices we can get talking about mental illness, the better off we'll be. Um, yeah, drop me a line, jamolki@gmail.com, facebook.com/jamolki, at Jamolki on Twitter, www.jamolki.info. That's JAMOALKI. Or you can text me in the continental United States, maybe Alaska and Hawaii too, 248 Reach out, let me know how you're doing, what you think of the show, comments, critiques, feedback, anything is wonderful. Uh, Everybody be safe and be well.